Greetings, kings. Greetings, queen. So evidently we're back at it. And the topic is sexual energy. And your host is Miss Nikki J.
Nikki J. I like that.
Oh, Nikki. Ladies and gentlemen, you asked for it. Come back, Nikki. Theme song will come in and out just like sex does.
Yeah.
But we do have Nikki on the platform. And like Jermaine said, we're talking about that taboo, that thing that everybody loves to do, that taboo that everybody loves to do. Ladies and gentlemen,
Why is it taboo though?
good
It's an
question.
expression.
It
Yeah.
is.
Huh?
That's a good question. Everybody that's listening, why do everybody say sex is so bad? We started so early in life. You nasty, right? They say you nasty. And then you're like, why is sex looked at such a bad thing? I mean, I'm not talking about the dark side of rape and diseases and all that, but I'm just talking about sex itself. Our glands are filled with it. Everybody is born to have sex, but why is it looked at so bad? As a bad thing.
I guess it's how it's broadcasted. You know. And again, people put titles and they put labels on a person when they like to express their sexual side freely, you know.
Well, it is a free action, but this bad thing, man. You think it goes too far? Don't say have sex. And everybody, are you thinking about? I remember really getting in trouble for saying the word sex in school. They sent me to the teacher, and I was at a Catholic school too. They sent me to this nun. They hit me on the hand with a ruler, and man, and I thought I just murdered somebody or something. And all I said was sex. Why are you saying that? Why is it so bad? Would nobody be here if it wasn't for sex, right? So I guess sex is a good thing.
Um, Sex is a good thing, but the topic is sexual energy. So let's touch base on sexual energy.
Well, there's no sex without sexual energy.
Mhm.
The energy is I'm glad he said that because the energy is a good thing. Now we know that rape is bad and there are diseases out there and complications of sex, but the energy of sex is a good thing. But they just make you think anything about sex is bad in the beginning. You notice that. And even now, adults, they think they did a bad thing with sex. A lot of adults think that way, or you're nasty, or I'm not into that, or whatever. And everybody's into
Oh, you're a hoe.
yeah, those things. Since we have Nikki hosting today, Nikki can answer that question or give us some insight on it. When
You
a,
What
talking?
when
I
a,
tell people when they say you're a hoe, it's like everybody's a hoe, you
Oh,
know.
I was gonna say
We-
you talking about the garden tool.
the, yeah, is that technically is a hoe, right? Does that mean that it's a skinny female with messed up hair?
Ah,
Why is a woman called a slut if she has a lot of partners, and a man is called a playboy if he has a lot of
Perception is a mug, but
and it's the woman that teach them.
huh.
partners? To teach what? The woman that teaches?
Please expound upon that. I'm just a guy. I know
Okay,
nothing.
Men don't know. A man is not gonna understand a female body. They will to an extent, right?
Mhm.
So the female would have to communicate that and teach them how to please that individual. Going back to like in the Indian cultures, it was another female that taught a female how to explore herself and how to please her husband.
Oh, you mean there's a school like that?
Look at Kama Sutra, the movie.
I gotta watch that movie.
Yeah,
Can
there's a school. The art of seduction was taught from a female to another female on how to seduce and sexually please her partner. You're not gonna learn that from unless you explore yourself as a woman.
Oh, so men, they was teaching men this.
Well, the woman would teach them. Okay, because a man just goes on, they just jump on and they go in and out, right?
And that's it,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Until the female said, "Okay, let's try this. Let's try that. This is what when your hand brushed up against that, it felt good.
I see.
Yeah. When you position me like that, it felt good. It felt better. So it's not the man saying to the woman, "Oh," the man is gonna show the woman that how what makes them feel good. But in order for the man to master the female body, the female has to teach him.
Okay.
Remember when you broke your virginity? A lot of men will be like, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And they would think that the female was a pro. The female probably explored herself, know what she likes, or in the process of doing it, she discovered things. And with that discovery, she taught him.
Well, my first experience wasn't like that. It was. Well, I'm not going to talk about my first experience, but guys have awkward experiences.
Exactly.
I just heard. I just heard a lot. I just heard that's not it a lot.
But look at the that's not it was a teaching process.
It was. I was like, you got a shoehorn or something? I don't know.
wow.
There was no YouTube back then. Okay. I was a virgin. Thank you, people. Sex is embarrassing. That's another question. But I just heard that's not it. That's not it.
Couldn't find the whole rich.
I I was like, you cut down there. What happened? Turn me off.
Yo, what is going on here?
Hey, that's
So
virgin. That's a virgin. A virgin, like Nikki said, virgin. A man is a virgin, just like a woman is a virgin at one time. Who's more nervous, the woman or the man, the first time? What you guys think? And the audience, what you think? Who's more nervous the first time, the man or the woman?
I think both.
Both.
Maybe the woman is more curious to see, but I think both are nervous.
That's why both our eyes be wide open, looking at each other.
wow.
It kind of gets embarrassing because in the beginning, I don't know what girls do when they virgins, but when guys do when they virgins, we lie about it a lot. It's like it can start early as third grade. Bunch of kids, guys together, when they talk about sex, they did something. We all be lying, and then when we finally get it, we be expecting this big thing. This, and
That's what I said when I first had sex. I
really,
was like, that's it. That's what the big.
She's not talking about Jermaine, audience. Just letting you know.
What?
She's not mentioning no names, right?
She ain't talking about me.
Okay.
No. When I met Jermaine, I was on a different level because I had explore and I had fun. So
That's good. And so the
I
people,
was more sexually um mature when I met Jermaine.
I know,
Okay.
and it's a nervous thing in the beginning because you don't know.
He was nervous.
What? wait. What?
You're supposed to be listening. Don't interrupt her. Go ahead, finish, Nikki.
This
Go got some
conversation's about me.
popcorn. Get some popcorn for this.
I'm like, which Jermaine you talk? What?
You
Another
were
Jermaine.
nervous.
He was nervous.
About what?
Yeah.
He had nervous energy.
Yeah.
What are we? Okay, I'm gonna shut up. Go ahead.
We're
Yeah,
talking
go
about
ahead, Nikki.
sex. When we first, I was more of the aggressor.
Oh, you was the aggressor.
Wasn't I?
You're talking about
Don't let
sexual. You're talking
Go
about
ahead,
sexual
Nikki.
energy. Knock yourself out. I don't
Yeah,
know
go
nothing
ahead,
about
Nikki.
sexual energy. I'm a baby in this. Go ahead.
She said she was the aggressor. So you slapped him around a little bit. And what happened?
No, I didn't. Not when I said the aggressor. I mean, and the one to initiate. In the
Did you pull his hair?
he had no hair.
What are you talking about right now? Wow.
No.
He did that. He did those things to me.
Oh, he did those things. Oh my God.
Is this my live?
This is alive. We're talking about sexual energy. We're opening up the door. You know what this platform does. We talk about things that make people cringe. We're going to put all the sex myths out there. We want everybody to come on, ask questions. This is where you can be sexually free. We don't see sex energy as a bad thing because it's in our glands
So
and we want sex. We love it. So Nikki is saying Jermaine was a little nervous and everybody's a little nervous their first time. I was nervous I wasn't really nervous my first time. I just didn't know where to put it.
Jermaine is nervous right now. He don't know where this is going. Go ahead. I'm listening, man. It's your world. You're the host.
But you're saying men and women are the same as nervous time, the first time, right, Nikki?
yeah, but I think women are a little bit more curious.
Oh, so do that curious thing in women last the rest of their sexual life? Do they like be curious? I wonder that.
Yeah.
Because some women it's up to the woman, right? So some women like a man, but you might not like him for sex. Is that true?
Mm-hmm.
That's true. So like a woman won't let anybody touch her. But if you like a guy, you could be curious. The curious starts first, right?
With everything, both male and female, okay, sex starts from the mind. So we create this scene. We create a sex scene in our mind. And then when we see an
Oh,
individual, it starts from the mind. It's a mental thing first.
so the curiosity is there.
Mm-hmm.
And so you think about the guy massaging you, or if you let a guy massage you or something, that means you might be curious, right?
It depends. Just like how men are visual, women are visual too.
Mm. So if you let a guy massage you on the shoulders, that's different. But if you let a guy massage you on the breast and down by the legs and everything, that's curiosity flowing, right?
If it's professional,
No,
no.
it's not a professional. It's just a guy that you know, and and you let him massage your breast. So that's kind of curiosity there, testing it.
No, that's we're about to fuck.
Oh,
There's
really?
no, yeah.
If you let him massage the breast and the nipples, that's the.
No, between the legs, like my juice is going to flow. But I
Go ahead, don't be shy. Juices flow. They know what you mean. We're not talking about orange juice.
okay, I've been in a situation like that before, and I didn't break because I wasn't attracted to that person. I didn't want to have sex. So a female, she already picks her target. She knows who she's gonna have sex with. Sex with a
Thank
female
you.
is not accident.
Wait, say that
Finally,
again. Say that again.
finally, an honest woman. Shit.
Wait, say that again. I missed that.
Sex with a female is not accidental.
Oh, so if
We
you
already
let
know our prey.
So why
Yeah,
y'all? So why y'all act like it's like y'all oblivious to it? Like y'all don't want it.
oh, because they don't want to seem
because
like
of
too anxious,
the
right?
the the title. That's what people with society is gonna throw on us and just make us feel like, oh my gosh, like why would you do that? And some people can't handle the truth.
Oh, so if you let a guy massage your nipples and down in between your legs, so that's getting close to the real thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've been in the position where I've had that done and I didn't do anything because I wasn't. He wasn't a target of mine.
Wow,
Oh,
Target.
but that's pretty close, though.
It's close.
It's close, but some
That,
women do let guys massage them to where that's the curiosity can go there, right?
that's
It
blue
and
balls.
sometimes it's the ego. It's about power. So you because the man is gonna get aroused, you're gonna get wet, but you're not gonna give in.
Oh, I see.
That's called blue
Mhm.
balls.
Exactly, man. I've done that with women. Sat on the couch and do foreplay for like an hour and a half, and man, I'm not gonna do anything. And
Sucks for you, buddy. Enjoy your right hand.
then you get up and you scream and you make that sound. Ah, what I'm
Oh
gonna do with
man.
this?
If I go to that bathroom
Because
and
you were using the energy just to get a nut. When you could when you've become sexually mature and you're going through foreplay, you enjoy every the heighten of your senses, when you get to that level. When you're young, you just want to get in and bust a nut. But the older that you get and the more mature, you enjoy the pleasure of sex and the energy that it has to offer and how you can manifest with it and just enjoying that person and um, formulating a bond, you know, that's on a more spiritual level, then that's blissful. But anything under 30, you just want to get this nut out.
Oh yeah, that's now you talk about sexual energy. I mean, when I was young, I my dick would get hard if the wind blow. But now, so many other things going on.
I
So
use
this,
that I use that energy to pretty much manifest what I want. That's how I manifested my first child.
uh,
Yeah, while
so,
he was inside. Mm.
hmm, so you said I'm gonna have a boy, and you put it on boy and start getting busy.
No,
He said he
I
wanted to
actually
get
wanted
me
a
pregnant.
girl. I actually wanted a girl.
You wanted a girl,
Yeah, I wanted a girl.
your first one.
Yeah. I thought it was a girl. They
Mm.
lie to you and tell you if the stomach drops a certain way or it's up a certain way, it's the girl versus a
All right,
boy and all
right.
that nonsense or whatever. But for me, man, like wow, I'm an animal. I'm an animal. But continue, Queen. I'm listening. I'm enjoying. I'm enjoying the show.
No, I'm listening to you.
We're gonna get it. We're gonna get. I'm gonna make sure y'all get into this because for some reason, sex makes people smile. It makes people laugh, even when they talk about. Even when you grow, that silliness never leaves. You notice that you
It's
just as
very
silly.
playful. It's a childlike energy. It's
It
very
is
innocent. But people just put this dark thing on it.
exactly, and we want the audience, the listeners, to help us out. Why is sex looked at as so bad? And the silliness doesn't leave. You laugh about sex in the fourth grade, and you laugh about sex when you're 74.
You laugh about sex when you're by yourself, like when you're playing back some of the. It depends if it's good, you know.
Right.
What
If
makes
it's
sex
good.
good and what makes it bad.
Yeah. And there's
So
some of these
bad sex
jokes.
comes with bad sex is when a person is selfish,
Oh
you
yeah, the
know.
selfishness is bad, but selfishness knows no teamwork. Sex is teamwork. It takes two.
Hmm.
Says Jermaine. You better get yours before I get mine.
Oh well, see
Yeah, I
now.
dated this guy once. He's like, "Who first come win?"
See,
Oh
you want to turn sex into the Olympics now.
man. Oh wow.
But sex if we're more open with sex, life could be a lot less stressful. I'm telling you, it really can.
It's a stress reliever too, and it tightens up the abdominal muscles. Um, it's a great
Tightens
way
up a
to
lot.
manifest with things.
It's
And there's also three ways of actually having sex. By the way, is one if you want to procreate. The other one is just for pleasure, and you can actually meditate through sex. Just no penetration, just strictly touching, breathing, rubbing,
Tantric, yeah.
and so on and so forth.
so. What about masturbation and orgies and porno?
Masturbation is healthy if someone else is there. When you do it by yourself, then there you go again. It's a self-centered act. It's a selfish act. Because and if you're thinking about somebody and watching porn and masturbating, you're manifesting, you're putting that energy into that person. And then you're manifesting that type of person into your life and you don't even realize it because of the energy. The sexual energy is so strong and powerful. You got to be careful. So if you're closing your eye and you've seen this big fat ass chick, you're that big fat ass chick is gonna come into your life, but you don't know what she's coming with. She might come with a whole bunch of fucking chaos. But at that moment, you were just enjoying the pleasure of her vagina.
Wow. Okay. Welcome, Amiri. What's good, King?
He's on mute. He was there and then he left.
Yeah, he left out real quick.
Okay, maybe he was
He's
had a
So
sexual
it's
urge.
it's 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 healthy to masturbate if you're masturbating with your partner or visualizing your partner or seeing especially when you guys just had an argument. So you guys having fun together and that's going to pull the energy of you if the relationship going in a more positive way.
greetings,
The
King.
thing
Welcome, man.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Jermaine? What's going on? What's up, Rich?
Positive
The young
energy.
lady, I don't believe I know you. How you doing?
Hi.
Okay, what y'all talking about?
We're talking about sex, man, the sexual energy. We letting people
Uh huh.
talk about it freely, and give us some insight, help people that's listening, let them know that it's not too bad or too good, or
Hmm.
give them some
I mean,
insight.
I don't know, man. I'm a virgin, man. So I'm a
Oh,
40-year-old virgin.
no versions allowed on this platform.
No, the virgin or the experts, trust me.
I mean, nah, I don't know. Like, this is one of the few topics that I really have nothing to add to. I'm
Oh, you
interested to
got
hear what
something to
y'all talking
add.
about,
You
though.
got something to
No,
add.
because
You got.
I'm saying no. I mean, like, we're talking about like sexual energy and stuff like that. I never really got into that, but that doesn't mean I don't believe that there's something to it. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm
What's
saying.
your
Like,
what's your sign? Let me ask. Let me see where
um,
you.
I'm an I'm an Aquarius.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm an Aquarius.
I
So
get
does
it.
that have anything to do with like so, okay, so what would that mean in terms of like sexual energy and what you all are talking about?
Well, Aquarians look at sex on a different level. It's a more
Mm-hmm.
for it's a freedom of expression, and it's
Mm-hmm.
on a a very intense and intellectual level when it comes to sex. You know,
Mm,
people would think Aquarian sexual expression is perversion because they're so
right,
free with it, you know? So,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I heard what you were talking about when you were talking about masturbation and pornography,
Right.
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
that's
So
been a. But go ahead.
no, go ahead, because
No, I was just gonna say that's been a big part of my I guess you know my sexual history or whatever. Like
Yeah,
I've
and people would say it's
yeah.
pervert. Yeah, because Aquarians, their sexual expression and thought of sex is on a deeper, more futuristic level than
Really.
yeah. So Aquarians and Scorpios, sexual energy, they get each other because it's different.
Mm.
Or even
Right.
Pisces. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
no, no. See, I'm glad Mary came on, because this sex is getting a bad rap, and
Mhm.
we understand that the rape and the diseases and all of that, but the pornography is getting a bad rap, and but there's different levels of pornography too.
But
It's
why not create a porno with your sexual partner? Why not watch a porno with your sexual partner? This is where it becomes healthy for me. When you watch it with your partner and then you guys can even act out the acts that you guys saw rather than put in that energy, because the thing that happened with porno, if you're looking at that girl and you're masturbating on her, you're going to bring that girl into your life. Not that exact person, but someone like her.
Is that
And
good
when
or
it
bad?
comes in,
I don't know if that's good
it,
or
it
bad.
you don't know, because you know what? You ever meet somebody, the sex is good, but the relationship, the interaction with them is just like so toxic. But the sex is like fucking amazing. You're like, I can't leave this person, but she give good head or something, you know?
Mm.
Uh. Uh-huh. So let me ask
Because
you this.
you were watching something and you manifested that person.
Mm.
All you're seeing on the television screen is a person being pleased or given pleasure, but you don't know their lifestyle. So when you're masturbating and imagining that person in your life, you're going to manifest that energy. And you don't know her lifestyle, but her lifestyle comes with it. So you're going to meet an individual that might have a fat ass or might give good head, but that person is like, ooh,
Mm.
it's like a roller coaster.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Um,
let me ask you this. What do y'all think about like taking a break from sexual activity? Because I actually was something I was thinking about, like just taking a 30-day fast from any sexual activity. That's masturbation or
That
actual
elevate
intercourse or
it
anything.
elevates you spiritually. Jermaine could
Mm.
tap into that because he knows about um
Semen retention.
mhm.
It makes you more masculine. You tap more into your power, and
Oh, really?
yeah, it
Mhm.
brings more clarity to you, and your vision and how you view things start to change. So
Right.
it's kind of, it's more so like pretty much tapping into your first eye, and everybody looks so cute when your eyes is closed, but when your eyes is open, it's like you're looking at everybody like Walking Dead. That's what it does to you. The retention makes you truly masculine to the point where everything else around you is like, even when you, for example, like you go outside, like a woman can smell that shit on you. Like, yo, that's a dude right there. Like, this is, I don't know what it is about him, but there's something about him, and that's because you're retaining your secret
Yeah, woman becomes more
energy and so
attracted.
on. So it's like they're more attracted to you. Like when they see you, they compliment, or you can watch them
Mm.
looking at you, or you feel it because there's a certain heat that's coming off of you.
The
Mm.
pheromones.
Yeah, pretty much.
So what's the longest you've done it, Jermaine? Have you went as long as 30 days?
Bro,
He's gone longer.
I've actually went 6 months, bro, without it.
Oh no. Mm-mm, no. I
I've
ain't say all that now. I ain't say all that. I thought I was pushing the envelope with 30 days.
Nah.
You don't want to hear mine. You don't want to hear.
Oh,
mine.
really? Yeah. But no, I do believe that though. That makes sense. That really does make sense to me. What y'all talking about with that, and how it can enhance, your masculine aura and your pheromones and stuff like that. Yeah, I believe that. That makes sense.
Your inner strength as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And the
Because that energy that you're using up while you're having sex, you're not doing it anymore. So you get to focus on you. You get to build internally.
And another thing that men's are unaware of,
and that adrenaline as well.
You got to look at it like this too. As men, you have life. You have a certain life force within your secretion, right? And masturbation is pretty much giving that secretion away when it's sacred, right? So I don't know if man's aware, but the more you masturbate, the weaker your sperm comes.
Right.
And the more you retain it, the stronger it gets.
What about the mental? Because your thoughts get a little bit more cloudy.
Yeah, you're more frantic on a lot of things, so you don't flow within your actual strength.
Yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, I think they said like when you like those secretions that become your semen, it doesn't start in the brain or something like that. I heard it starts in the brain and works its way down the spine or something like that.
Yeah, and if you don't release it, say you do get hard and you don't release that, it goes back up, and has it reached a certain point, that's what they call the crucifixion of Christ. See everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So see, everything that we worship outside of ourselves is within the body. And it flows from within the spinal cord and go back up, and it's like it's like a baptism, and it's correcting everything within inside of you.
Right.
There's a brother on YouTube that taps more into it. I think his name is Xantos, like where he speak of this sacred fluid, which is actually the sperm, and he goes into it more elaborately. But yeah. It's a very powerful thing, man.
Yeah, I believe that. That makes sense to me. I really do. So in enhanced bliss, what's your sign?
I'm a Taurus.
Okay, and where are you from?
Jamaica.
Okay, yeah, I could hear that accent, so I was just wondering, where you were from. Oh, okay.
Sex is so profound, even in masturbation.
You and this masturbation thing, man. What's wrong with you?
He also spoke about orgies,
Oh, y'all just gonna put me on the spot now. What y'all just know every little word I said. Y'all talked about going in and out and all this. But anyway, masturbation, orgies, porn. But no, sex is such a deep thing. What would you guys? How would you? All you guys have children. What you guys think the best approach to children? I mean, did you guys have a talk with your children? Are they that old, or how would you approach? How would you approach talking about sex to your children, Amari?
I just like when I talk to it, when I speak to my sons about it, I come real, and blunt about it. And when it came to dealing with my daughters, their mother handled that, you know what I mean? But I pretty much dealt with my boys, and it's not the way it's going to be one conversation and you just give this information dump on them. It's something that you have to bring them along slowly, especially as they go through puberty and those different things. And then especially in today's environment where you have a society that's oversaturated with sex, sexual innuendo and overtones and undertones and things of that nature. You know what I mean? The fact is that many times a lot of these children are exposed to some type of sexual information at a very young age, just because of how much it permeates the society. you know, and they're aware of a lot more than what we think they are.
Oh
you
yeah.
know? Yeah.
Could you tell if your kids was having sex or not? It was something like, I don't have kids, but if
Right.
you have, could you feel it or could you sense
If
it?
you, I think if you pay attention enough, yeah. Like, with my son, I could tell because, you know, he had a little extra pep in his step, and now he want to try and buck up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
That's usually how it goes with boys. I guess for the daughters, it's a different type of, you know, dynamic, dealing with their, you know, with the mother. But I know for the boys, he has a little extra pep in his step. You know, his chest is stuck out. You know what I mean?
Right. Because
You think you're a man now.
It freaked me out when I first masturbated. I mean, I thought I stumbled on something nobody else knew.
Right.
I was like, I bet your dad don't know about this.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because, you know, it used to be a lot more taboo. You know what I mean? Like, I remember when I was coming up, I learned about masturbation from my peers. You know, beat your meat and jerking off and jacking off and stuff like that. And I would always try it, but it would nothing would happen. I was like, man, this shit is whack, man. Then I remember one night,
yeah,
I was talking to my friends, and they were like, man, no, man, you got to keep going, just keep going. So I did it, and then when I bust that nut, I was like, whoa, what is this? Whoa, Nelly, you know? And
I was the same way. I
was tied up. You know what I mean?
I ran. I was in the bedroom. I ran to the bathroom. I thought I had to pee.
All right.
I was like, wait, that's
even now I'll know, like, I'm aware when my son, you know.
That's
it's funny. You know it's funny. Growing up in Jamaica,
and you know, it's masturbating because now all of a sudden they spend a lot of water.
Yeah.
That's how I learned about it. You know.
I never knew about that. I was never thought that in Jamaica. You know, it's funny to me. I think I was it was in the 6th grade. I was in 1st, 3rd, 2nd, or whatever. There's this female. She was fast as shit, and she just kept grabbing on my shit. And I'm like, yo, what's wrong with you?
Mm-hmm.
You know, but through the midst of her doing that, I was like, yo, what's going on with me? You know, but I never knew about masturbation until I actually came to the United States, bro.
Until you came to the States? They don't masturbate in Jamaica? This is what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's certain things that we weren't aware of. Like, a kid would stay within a kid's place.
Oh, for me in Jamaica, it was different. Because I think I put a post a few months ago about my first kiss was with, like, the closet, you know?
What?
The closet?
Yeah.
Curiosity.
Because
boy.
we practice kissing on the tree. We practice, you know, because Jamaica didn't have, like, a big house. We didn't have a big house. So you would hear stuff happening and you wonder what is going on. And with the sounds that you're hearing, your body starts to react.
Okay, that's different.
And then they had, I think in America they call it house, but because I have siblings, I didn't play. I was to see if there's an adult
Interesting. I never said I wasn't kissing and touching and feeling up nothing. It's just that I just never masturbated until I came to America.
They call it dry hump. Dry hump is a form of masturbation. It's just no penetration.
So Nikki, when a woman is not a virgin anymore after that first time, how does it psychologically? What happens?
She becomes an introvert. So with his daughter, when she's not as bubbly or expressive anymore, when she becomes a lot more secretive, she starts having sex.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Psychologically, it's like that you pique that curiosity, and then you're like, okay, Did I do the right thing? Did I make the right choice? Is he gonna walk away?
Oh,
What's
so
gonna happen
okay,
from here? It's
yeah,
deeper for a woman. Is he gonna look at
yeah.
me as a whore because of society and the labeling? You know,
I still think I'm a virgin to this day, even with kids, because I'm like, how do you know when a man loses virginity? Besides its stepping, the way he talks changes. Like,
your foreskin, because you weren't circumcised, your foreskin get ripped, Jermaine. You lose your
oh,
virtue every time you have sex. When you give your energy to that female, you lose your virginity. You lose your virtue, your innocence.
interesting. See the things that men never thought, man. Wow.
I mean,
So
that's
I
why.
told the boys, because they're not circumcised, when they get older and they get a girlfriend, the skin is going to come back on their penis, and they know how they were born. Mommy and daddy, you know, they put their penis in the vagina.
Mhm. And see, why does sex make people laugh?
I love sex.
See,
It
we
gives
got
me energy.
look. I love sex too. I mean, I love
Mm,
sex too much. Maybe it's. I don't think there's no such thing as too much sex. I don't mean rape. I don't mean abuse. I don't mean greed. But I just mean sex, sex, sex in a good way, in a healthy
yeah.
way. It.
Hmm.
I have a business
Okay.
called No Stress
Okay.
Life.
Let's
So
tap
it's like,
into that. What's healthy sex and
I,
what's unhealthy? What sex? What makes sex unhealthy?
well, I mean, I'm an I'm a beyond thought guy. So I have to support. The only thing that makes anything unhealthy to me, and it comes to relationship, is selfishness. You know, so
Selfishness and overindulgence.
yeah, I just call it greed. When
Hmm.
you get greedy, that's not teamwork. When you get selfish, that's not teamwork. Sex is teamwork, and it should be enjoyable. And men get insecure about it. I know women get nervous and they want to, they're emotional, but I was like, I got insecure about it. And but the sensation is so great. Human nature wants to own it, you know.
And you discover different things every time you do it. Like with Jermaine, I discover something with sex and
What?
him.
What? Why?
She
Why is my
discovered
name keep?
something,
Why my
Jermaine,
name keep coming up?
because
What?
she said she discovered that you had two. Oh, go ahead. I'll let Nikki
go,
finish.
go ahead, Queen.
What I discovered was I didn't know that men could get wet as well, you know. So that was a discovery for me.
You talking about pre-ejaculation?
You
I
talking
I call
about
it wet. I
sweat?
didn't.
She called it you sweating a lot. She was sweating a lot, though.
It's not sweating. It's
Well, he
from
don't
his.
have. He doesn't have a vagina, does
Pre
he?
pre
No, it comes
pre-ejaculation.
from his penis.
Oh, that's pre cum. That's what that is.
I didn't know.
Yeah, we all pre cum.
And it's different. It has a different color and texture. It's a
Yeah,
lot more clearer, and it's a lot more different than your actual
right.
brain
No,
milk.
but that turned me on. Like every time I would go and I would feel it, I'm like, oh my gosh, like that was a big turn on for me.
That's the vitamin E that females are scared of. That brings back the balance. Um, can you tap more into like what it when a female is unbalanced and what does the actual sexual energy does for her once that man is plugged in side of her, like how he corrects her
He
unbalances
he he
and
aligns her. He it depends on the person. He can put her back into a proper alignment. When a female is not expressing their sexual energy, they become a little bit erratic, a bit more aggressive. So what happens with men? It's just semen retention, period. You see, you told a guy he become more masculine, but female, they tap into the masculine side. They become more aggressive, more, you know. So when they're not expressing that femininity, it they harness that masculine energy.
If you're connected with the person that you're indulging with.
That's true.
If you're not connected, it's not going to happen.
Cause you
That's
ever go around a person, they're just so angry, you'd be like, that person just need to get fucked real good, you know, like a good piece of strap in. And you could tell when people are having good sex. When the sex is good, females are happy. They're very jolly. They're very friendly. They're very nice.
so to all the
Yeah.
guys out there that's not doing
Mm.
what y'all supposed to do. Y'all just got the formula, all right? Go to work.
Yeah. So if I see a woman laughing and just talking without a cell
Oh, my
phone, I
battery's
know.
about to die.
Don't try to get out of it now. Nope. No. No.
Hold
No.
on.
No excuses.
It's her live too,
It's
so
her lives. You can't back out. We tried to get you on here for 15 years. Find the plug.
holy shit.
Oh boy.
This is very interesting.
Yeah, people learning a lot. We give a chance for people to express.
Why are people so scared to express themselves though?
We're gonna get into that too. We're gonna get into all of it. Why we got Nikki here? Might not
But
have Nikki.
the great thing about it too, right? Like if you want to go within like a creative mode, like say you want to create something and you want to tap into. That's why like you had all these, say for like a Nikola Tesla and like all these guys that has written profound books and have done profound things. Like they will tell you like for a while you got to fast, off of sex. Because when they do that, it goes back to the retention where you tap into not only your creative aspect, but the masculinity, and you become more of a creator, and the clarity and your wittiness and so on and so forth comes into play. So a lot of them will step away from sex.
I question some of those things. I mean, I understand. I mean, like religious preachers and people, preachers and ministers and rabbis say, "Oh, sex is bad. Don't have sex," and this happened, that happened. And I've heard athletes been told, "Don't have sex before the game," and then some athletes say they have sex before the game, nothing really changed, or sex before boxing if you're a boxer. Um, our glands is filled with the urge of sex. It's like hunger. It's like we can eat food. It's just a body's natural function. And
Okay, so that.
fasting, I just want to make the point that
Mhm.
fasting can help the body, but fasting can also hurt the body. And since sex is natural in the gland, our glands are full of it. It works the same way. Refraining from sex can help, but it can hurt also when you're making the body suffer. See, you don't want to fast where the body is suffering. You don't want to restrain from sex you don't want to treat it like a mechanical thing, like the preachers say, don't have sex is a sin. You know, that's
But
too
you know why they
mechanical.
telling us. But you know why they telling us that, man. We outpopulating joints. So it's like every time we do, we having kids, man. It's all about survival, King. You know how
Yeah.
deep it gets for them.
Oh yeah, because they work. They're in cahoots with the banks and the politicians. That's all about eugenics.
Yeah, and it's all about, and that's why they have issues with the man's testicles and so on and so
Yeah.
forth, because he can wipe them out by having sex. But make your point, Queen. You're about to say,
No, it's fine.
for me, it's it's manifestation. Like one of the biggest thing is through manifestation. Like we actually, um, she did it too. Like we pretty much described how our child was going to be. And she knew when she was pregnant. She knew what happened. She and the stairs knew what happened. But yeah. But it's a powerful thing. And females, the cleanliness of your body as well. If your body is not, matter of fact, go ahead, Queen. Let me not do that. I'm a male.
Go ahead.
No.
It's coming from a man. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's coming from a man.
Yeah, for the people that's listening, we have a multi-gender platform here. Any questions you want to ask that you normally was shy about or wondering about? It might be somebody out there. I mean, this is Nikki's platform, and Jermaine is here, and I'm here. But I want the audience, my perspective on this, I want the audience to really ask questions. You may be going through something to where you thinking a female might want to have sex with you or not. You can ask Nikki right now. She's on the platform from a female's perspective. You might be going through something with a female who you want to have sex with, and she's letting you do everything but sex, and you might want to hear how close you are, or she's thinking about it, or what you might do might turn her on, and Nikki might let you know what might turn her on to go further. Or if you're having sex with her, what you should do to keep her stimulated, or ask the female on the platform, which is Nikki, that question.
The thing with sex, you can't approach it the same with everybody. With me and my relationship, I don't have sex with my partners the same. None of my partners experience the same side of me when it comes to sex.
Right.
It's always different.
Right. So if you're really into a man, you're gonna give your body more, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the conqueror. I'm still yet to be conquered.
And see, sex makes us laugh, and we want to compete.
Oh man, I'm still yet to be conquered.
See,
man,
still
I'm looking
yet
for
to
that
be
conquering.
We want trophies for sex. We want to be like the best sexual. That's a man thing, or do women do that, Nikki? Men be like, yeah, nobody giving no dick like I gave her dick though. She with that other dude now.
Yeah,
I
don't need the trophy. I tell about the breathing and the action and all that. That squirting and the 21 times that she actually came and
and the fireworks and the earthquakes, right?
Real life, and watching them try to walk to the bathroom and can't move.
Yeah.
Watching them busting their eyes and asking them, oh, there's something wrong with me?
Yeah, I have a wheelchair in the room because they be like, what the wheelchair there for? I was like, you'll find out.
Yo, you said, what's the wheelchair there for? You'll find out.
You got wheelchairs, crutches on the wall, canes.
That's funny. I'm not that dynamic. I wouldn't go that far, but
yeah. Hey, look, you come to my place, I push a button, the whole wall moves. Be like, I want to play.
Oh man, but it's a beautiful thing, and I found out so much about myself, man, because I'm a perv. I'm not even gonna front. Like, certain dudes be trying to act like they whatever. I'm a pervert. And before,
why call yourself a pervert?
That might not be the proper name for it. If you're sexually free.
I'm sexually free. Then let me take that back. I'm
sexually free too, but that doesn't mean gay. Let me make that clear. I don't.
Gay. What I mean. You know, women created that terminology too.
The gay thing. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good question for Nikki too. Are women attracted to gay men?
Some of them. It's the okay for me because I've been with females. It's not say attracted to gay men. It's just to see that a man embodies the feminine side of them. It's just like having a girlfriend, boyfriend in one.
Oh, I see. And
And then
so,
it comes to the ego thing and that power thing. The female is like, I'm gonna turn that man back.
ooh,
I'm a
so they get like
yeah,
that. Mm.
yeah.
Yo, fam, they the one that created that term, that whole, because that's not what the terminology gay means. Like, we already know it means happy. It didn't mean what it means today. Females made it that way. Like, I heard a brother was explaining it. Like, he was saying that a man can get around his friends and not pay his woman any mind, just generally hanging out with his friends, and through that, females, by him being close with his male counterparts and the female lacking the attention, she start calling them gay. So eventually over time it sticked. But I've always said this. I felt like the reason why there's so many men attracted to men is because of the females. I always felt like they control that shit, and if they really wanted to stop, they can stop it.
That's a whole nother live right there.
Nah,
But
this is live right here.
Yeah, it is. It is.
No.
It
It
is.
goes.
It
You know
is
what
so many
that does?
levels.
It goes back to how does two individuals come together and become one individual?
Through sex.
No, it's because men are more comfortable watching the game, hanging around with the boys and doing certain things, but I don't want to do it with a female. But the female wants that attention from that man. Like, why can't I just be your friend? And that was with me and you. I'm like, I should be your best friend. Like, anything you could do with them, we could do it together.
But you're never. What's up, Sean? Thanks for joining. You were never into that. And it's like, whatever females get to that certain point, they always wanted to be like the seeker of the attention. They want that energy that's gravitating them. But
because it's good.
But you don't ever see a man walk in the midst of a bunch of females and try to gravitate to that form of energy.
But you can.
But yeah,
that's when you get the threesome.
But yeah,
go ahead, be free. Open it up.
And
the
to let y'all,
has been opened.
And to let y'all know too, that is not cut out to what most people, if you've never experienced it, but go ahead, still experience it, but it's not cut out to what you think it is. At least
if you're not aware, it can be fun, but
what you mean it can be fun? Ain't no such thing as can be fun. It is fun.
Actually, it's not. It's a fight. I don't want that battle.
A fight.
Yeah, because it's like the female is psychologically counting the strokes. Like, yo, you gave her 5 more strokes than you gave me.
No.
So what's the issue?
There's no issue. Okay, how many strokes do you want?
Yeah.
And you sign this paper. I come in with a pen and a pad, write everything down right here.
They'd be like, yo, the heart is willing, but the flesh is spongy.
Let me take your order. How can I take your order?
Hey, I'm in Las Vegas, okay? So you just write it down and next. What line do you want to be in?
Yo, look at this one right here, fighting over the beefcake.
And look, it's just, and from orgies to swinging to, when I was really doing shows, it was women at the side of the stage just wanted to have sex with me, not because I looked good or talented. They just wanted to have sex with people on stage. So what do you say about the groupies out there, Nikki? I mean, these women that get stimulated by somebody that's on stage, or
let me put it in another way. What do you say about the female succubuses?
Okay, which question we wanted to answer?
It's the same thing.
we got orgy questions.
But it's up to you if you want to express that to them. you know, again, you could use that energy of them considering you, because in that moment, if they're looking at you like if they're a groupie, they're putting a high standard on you, you know, and it's like, oh my gosh, like this person as someone in power. So at that moment, what you do is take that power that they're giving you and utilize it to
Wow.
Oh,
something
oh,
positive.
I utilize it all right.
No, but what a lot of people do, they just utilize it to bust a nut.
Oh no, I started a whole fan club and still
So
trying to keep it.
so Kikyo saying, are there not rules prior to threesomes with married couples? Yeah, I want to get silent on that one. Yeah, I want to answer that one.
Okay.
No, because that's swinging. I used to be a swinger. I had no shame. I mean, I used to be a swinger. I used to, like I said, I'm not homosexual or anything, but coming up in the music business that I am and being in Vegas, you get introduced to a lot of situations and a lot of adventure. Uh,
My thing with threesomes and sex outside of the relationship, just tell me. Let me know. That's it. I just want to know. I
What,
might
so
want
you
to
can
watch a
watch?
couple of times. I just want to know.
So you can watch. How many
Yeah.
females are actually secure within themselves to actually do that though?
I think given, sex is, you know, this whole platform, MEN-talRollaDeK, we talk beyond the surface. And when you go beyond the surface of sex, you'd be surprised at what you do and how you can have an orgasm and enjoy it. I mean, I've given women orgasms just with a massage. And it depends on how into you they are. And it's almost like hypnosis is not the word, but you do go into a zone where it's selflessness, where there's no selfishness, where it's selflessness. And the two really become one. If I'm playing a nice song, see, I'm really into romance. I might do the bubble bath and the pedals and the song. I'm into all of that. Long as we fucking at the end. No, but
That is so overrated. Don't ever try to get a 6'3" dude in a yeah.
Oh my gosh,
oh, they
Jermaine.
got big bathtubs, Jermaine. Let your feet
Yeah.
hang over the side. You don't need your feet in there.
Yeah. Whatever.
No, I mean it's the moment. Like you could just sit in there.
Did all
You
of
don't have
that.
to be
Done
all.
all of that.
Yeah, but then it's just enjoying the moment.
I'm
I've done
like,
all of
yo,
those for him. We've
I'm
had
like,
sex
yo,
on
I'm
rose
cramping.
petals and all of that, and it's just like he's like, you don't need to do all of this. You don't need to. It's creating an ambiance. It's creating a scene. It's creating the setting. All of that is a part of manifestation.
Like, okay, when do I go to work? I'm talking about let's go to work.
Well, look, it's gonna be there. I mean, just like I take my time with women because I know we're gonna wind up having sex. I'm into foreplay and afterplay. You know.
Hey, can you
If my
see?
husband finds her sexy and I don't, I would just watch. That's it. I want to watch and see what it is. Eh, That's the thing about me. I have this curious sense about me. It's like, okay, if I don't understand it, I'm going to figure it out and see if I could do it or if I just want to get some understanding and just let it sit well with me.
I say just don't be selfish. If you really want to do sex correctly, I meditate. I don't pray. I don't follow religion. I meditate. Sex can be a form of great meditation when it's really becoming one. Physically, you become one, but you can become one spiritually too in sex. And when you can find something that really fits you in that sense, everybody doesn't fit. If you
Right.
into orgies and you into threesomes, that's cool too. But when you really find something that really fits, it is a form of meditation. You do go into that zone that's it's really out there. And
How many
I've experienced that.
houses? How many houses you know come with a big tub for a 6'3" guy? Talk about they do have huge tubs. Like
Well, you got to come to Vegas, bro.
I told you, I want to move to Cali, King.
It's you'd be surprised. You can have a. I mean, I've been to condos where they have a regular bathroom and then they have the bathroom for swingers because they swing there. I mean, we swinger parties, where couples switch and or if you get single, you can join the party too. But it's a real close clique. It's a personal clique because you got to have people that's strong enough that can take it, that can really. I mean, there's sexual people, then there's really sexual people. In Vegas, you get the sexual people who don't mind sharing their partner and they're really into the action of feeling and sharing. It's not a selfish thing going on, and they'll leave together just as happy. But that's that zone where you got nothing in the way. There's no interference.
But then it comes back to my question, like how many females are that secure to actually go through that? So, all right, since you're here, Queen, what was it like to pretty much go through that with a female?
It was pleasurable. It taught me it taught me a lot about my body and the things that I could do with my body and how to please myself. And with learning how to please myself, I'll be able to teach someone how to please me or even please somebody else.
And that's it. And that is pornography. That's not the bad side of that's what pornography is for, to learn. It's like when you really sexually active, I don't see sex as a bad thing. I don't see sex as where I got to be married or I got to be my girlfriend. I see sex as therapy. I really do. It's a spiritual action to me. Call me a slut, call me whatever you want to call me, but I'm happy.
I'll be a slut that night.
I'm not trying to be, selfish or anything, but I want people to listen to the platform and be like, hey, I thought that too. Because I think it's just too much taboo going on. Because if you approach it and be yourself in it, there is no selfishness. There is no
where does the insecurity comes from though?
It comes from when you want to own it. Some people can't handle the sensation. Oh, they're so used to being, in the boundary of sex, and then somebody lets them be free. Now you want to own the person. Now
You mean looking for me in the daytime with the flashlight type?
With a flashlight and with the light, with the helmet, with the light on the end.
But let's talk about the actual the imitation of actual sex, because some women is actually, there's a certain programming that happens when
Keiko's on.
Yeah,
I'm here.
There's certain hypnosis per se that transmutes with certain men based on how masculine and the type of energy and the ambiance that they actually give off that hypnotize these women. And let's speak on the different form of energy that transfer within the woman. Based on the different partners that she actually inject within herself as well.
I've experienced a lot of reactions. I mean, I was going 2 at a time after shows in Vegas, 3 at a time, 4 at a time. And you meet all these kind of women. I mean, we handpicked the people we was with, but when you the groupies was different than the swingers. The groupies just want to experience something in Vegas and go home or whatever. They go home and they be exactly what they're not at home. In Vegas, they'll save themselves for Vegas. And because at home everybody's politically correct. And I think that's where, when somebody really experiences something satisfying sexually, when they go outside the boundary, outside the politicalness, it's like what Nikki said, you find out what you can really do with your body and what you can really feel. It's a different sensation. You can go into that zone.
But what I want to tap into is the actual hypnosis of it.
Well, I don't think hypnosis is the word, because when you experience when you get into somebody that's in a zone is really, it's like when you're dating, it's like, okay, we did foreplay, we did, she gave me a blowjob this time, but I wanted to go further. She might say, well, I'm not gonna give him a blowjob now, I'm gonna wait. But there's a zone that's beyond the hypnosis to where you're just open, and you're with that. You're not a slut. You're not trying to take advantage of the woman, and the woman is not a slut. And you're just there to enjoy and satisfy and complete. And every action is complete. And you're just flowing with it.
The crazy thing to me, like, you have some females that has this perception that men are easy because they don't get no form of payments within the sexual exchange or whatever. So you do have some small-minded females, not all, that believe that a man is easy, and because he doesn't hold any value to it, he just want to have sex. It could be on the first date or whatever. What do you say about those? What do you say about those females? Any queens want to actually add anything, or you guys just want to remain silent?
Oh, I'm just listening. I'll chime in when I have something to say. I
Nikki.
Men are easy.
Yeah, they have that. They have that in their mentality. Like, a man don't ask no question. They just want to on the first date or whatever.
That goes to experience. It depends on what type of men you with.
Yeah, and I already told you, people already created that sex scene in their head. They just want to do it in the physical form now.
Sex is not a bad thing. I mean, when
It's
we
just
get
that men, they're more eager, especially when they see someone that they're physically attracted to.
because
Because
y'all are
they don't hear
predators.
anything. They don't hear anything the female is saying on the first date.
What? Wait, what? What you said, Keiko?
Y'all are predators by nature, though. Like, y'all prey. Like, that's the type of, to me, that's the type of energy men get off. It's not like y'all are easy. It's just
right,
y'all
right.
are naturally, y'all are just predators. So if you see it, you're gonna go get it. Where women are, to me, in my opinion, our energy is a little different. It's more nurturing. Like, we're gonna nurture something before we do it, and when we get comfortable with it, then me personally, I'll be your super freak. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna
There
take
you
my
go.
time at first.
And see, that's the point. And that's the point, because people was thinking, oh, those musicians in Vegas, they'll fuck anything, And I was getting that reputation. It's like, no, but if you was with our crew, if you with sexually free people psychologically, once you get rid of trying to control sex, and you get into it's like listening to a song. Some people like blues music, some people like reggae, some people like hip hop. It's the same way with sex and your type. When you're free with your type, everybody wanted to party with us because they know they could be free. They know nobody would call them a slut. Nobody would call them easy. Everybody was there, and it wasn't like, everybody treated each other like a buffet. Everybody gravitated to where they gravitated to. There was no selfishness. There was no, that's mine. Everything came around, and it was whether it was swinging or with an after party, it was a mutual thing. It was,
Hey, what is swinging nowadays? Because you keep saying that, and I keep hearing something else, like within myself. What is swinging now? Is it the change of married couples?
No, it's just a couple who is a couple. They could be married, or they could be boyfriend and girlfriend. They could be swinging partners, to where they date each other. They do everything like a married couple or a dating couple, but they party with other couples or singles.
Okay.
And they come together and they leave together.
Yeah, that should just sound weird to me. That's why I
Yeah,
had to ask that question.
yeah. That's why you can't. you got to have the open mind to do this type of thing.
I mean, I have an open mind, but I'm saying, but by listening to you saying the exchanging of partners, what do you mean? Like
you have sex with
don't men?
another
But
person.
what I'm saying is, don't men swing as well? So you got to look at it like what kind of exchanging of partners? Because if that extra sweet shit, I'm not into that.
Oh no, it's like it's
See, you
no.
gotta clear it up because I'm not the only one that's thinking like this.
So
Well,
like Rich is fucking somebody's wife, and then that
yeah.
man is fucking his
Oh.
wife, and
Yeah.
that's just what it
Okay,
is.
and it's equivalent exchange because when you're talking about swing, I'm like that sounds kind of funny. But
Well, here's the thing: if you go to a party in Vegas and they say, "Well, this is a swingers party," we normally do it at houses now, but it's like if you go to somebody's house, there are some gay men, there are some homosexual men there, but they call them cockhole, where a cockhole will want is as a woman that's married to a guy that go both ways. He likes to watch his wife do it, but he might get into the man too. I don't get into that. I'm just strictly women.
that's what I was saying. That's why it
Right.
should sound funny to me because
Yeah.
you know we don't play that.
No, I don't play that either. But they know I'm straight. But you come in, everybody knows who everybody is. I mean, you say, "Look, I'm straight," but you may be with somebody else's wife, and if you bring somebody, they might be with who you brought.
Okay.
So it's a variety of people who have different interests with different.
Guys, it's straight that Indian ear over here, so that's what I say it is it. All right.
But you got to be a certain type of person. You got to be a person that really loves sex and don't mind. You can't be attached to your partner, whether you're married or it's somebody you're just dating. I mean, it's weird to tell somebody you with them, but you're not attached to them. But it's an understanding that swingers and sexual people know.
If I was viewing that in a lot of my relationships, I would have been good. No attachment.
The attachment is swinging, and what we do is like there's no owning. You don't own me. You can't say, "Well, why you was with that? Why did you kiss him more than me?" You can't be insecure with your partner.
But that's within real life. You can't be insecure. Like nobody
Right.
owns nobody. So
Right.
it's like at the end of the day, you have to pretty much like
It's really therapy to me. It's because people say, "Well, how's that therapy? You bringing your woman home." It's not anybody. Everybody's handpicked. Everybody knows each other. But it's like even in a relationship, it's just exclusive. It's just you and her fucking. So if you don't have any attachments and you secure, she can go out with a girlfriend. She can come back. You're not thinking about who she's seeing. You secure. When you're swinging, you have to be secure psychologically because it's going to show real fast if you're not.
okay.
You know,
Trying to figure out where the host went.
Well, I couldn't be no swinger, and I'll just be honest. I'm selfish, and that's just. I mean, and maybe I should try it, knock it before I try it. But I can say honestly, I am selfish as fuck. That's just what it is.
Well, maybe you should try it because you'd be surprised. It's like Nikki said earlier. I didn't know when you let yourself go a certain way, you'll find out a lot about yourself.
Why are you selfish, Keiko?
What was that, Nikki? I'm sorry.
Why are you selfish?
I think I have a lot more healing to do before I can open my mind to.
What's your sign again?
I'm a Libra.
Okay.
Scorpio cusp.
Okay.
Libra, Scorpio cusp, but
Control freaks.
I'm still healing, so I have like a little bit more healing to do before I feel like I can open my mind to that aspect.
Control freaks.
Being able to be that free and selfless.
Control freaks.
Well, you put it on the schedule, Keiko. You mean what do you have to go through to free your mind?
I mean, I'm still working. Like, if we're being totally transparent, I'm still working through like daddy issues. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I still have daddy issues, and I have to work through some of the stuff that caused emotional pain before I can allow myself, my mind to fully go there to just be sexually
But
free like that.
who labeled it as daddy issues? Is it you or someone else said it?
Well, it's the things that it's the encounters that I have had with my father that has made me feel the way that I feel, and certain situations that I have been through with my being molested and things like, not
Right.
by my father, but being molested. So I have issues with men that are close to me in one shape, form, or another that just doesn't allow me to be sexually free like I would want to be.
And that's a good point because
No,
we didn't bring that up, you know.
you probably have some type of mental restrictions when it comes to that, because sex is mental and Libras are mental person. So you are, and if you're a cusp, you're intertwined. Like you have, you go between emotional feeling and what you think is logic. So you have to find a balance there, because you would feel it, but then you think about what's the more logical
Since
thing to do.
Absolutely.
since
Yeah.
you're
Because in my
reading,
mind, like, honest, well, here it is. Like, I'll be wanting like that Scorpio passion to come out. But then,
Mhm.
like, my Libra side will be like very
Bitch.
cautious about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not. The Scorpio is cautious as well. But stop putting a label on it as it is being daddy issue and not being Keiko's issue. You get what I'm saying?
You're
Because your
right. It
dad
is
is,
Keiko's issue.
yeah.
so since you're reading everybody, what is
I gotta heal the womb. I gotta heal the womb and the poom poom.
But let me tell you like this though, Keiko. When I was really swinging, we've had a lot of females that were swinging who had daddy issues who were molested, and they because they were so sexually active, it was their way of trying to forget that issue. But there were some women who was molested who got over that who got over the trauma, because most women, I'm glad you brought that up, Keiko, because somebody may be listening who has been molested and didn't want to find out, because a lot of women have been molested and kept it a secret all their lives. A lot of
Okay,
women
so
is
mhm.
molested early. A
I
lot
mean,
of women is molested early,
yeah,
you know. But I'm
I was
saying human
molested.
nature is involved. Oh, go ahead.
When you do a person's birth chart, like you could see certain things. So it's unfortunate. It's just the energy that we have. Sometimes we have very strong sexual energies, but we don't know how to harness it. You probably go outside and sometimes people, you look at, you'll be saying, do I look like I have fuck me written on my forehead? Because you have a strong sexual energy. And people, what Jermaine was saying, it's like they smell it. It's unfortunate that some people take advantage of children. That's crazy ridiculous. But that's just how, when I do people's birth chart, I could tell who was molested because of certain placements.
Yeah, and I can tell who was molested just by their character, sexually. You know.
But then it's like you have to come to the realization, how do you heal that person that was molested? Even though
It,
it was a bad situation, find the lesson that was learned in there. You get me? Find out what it was that you learned at that moment about yourself as a child that made you the woman that you are. It's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow, but you have to accept it. It already happened. You can't change it. Accept what happened. That's how you heal. That's the step in healing. Yes, it happened to me. I didn't die. I overcame it. Okay, after that happened, what was the series of events that happened behind it? What did I learn from those series of events? How can I elevate? How can I evolve from those series of events and become more sexually evolved?
you know,
Because
I
it's
would.
already in your mind. But then you don't, because of the labeling and the this and the that, you're like, it's fear. Fear is what's holding you back from expressing those things. And like what Rich said, when you find that one person that you could do that with, But then sometimes you got to go through a whole bunch of shit before you find the one. And in order
Yeah.
for you to find the one, and it comes out in a positive way, you have to accept the things that were done to you that were damaging, quote unquote, you know? Because I was molested it started at 3. It wasn't penetration, molestation, you know? But then that's why when I first had sex, I was like, what is this? Is this what it is? And then I started dating females. But I learned who I was and how to accept me dealing with females.
You know, it's so deep. Well, I was dating a stripper in Vegas, and she was molested. I didn't know she was molested when I met her, but after we got to know each other, she started telling me that her being a stripper was trying to get over her molestation. And I was like, well, what actually happened? She said her stepfather had sex with her like when she was like 9 years old, and she just that's how she was introduced to sex. And so when I was dating her, I mean, the sex was great. She was a stripper. It was all my fantasy. But then when she started talking and telling me these things, I was like, oh man, I started really feeling sorry for her. But she got over it because what I found out that a lot of the victims, 95% of the women I talked to was molested, and they just kept it a secret. In her case, she felt it was her fault for some reason. And I helped her get over that. I said, it wasn't your fault. If you're a victim, it's always the person that's invading the victim's fault.
But
But she was seeing it as her fault because he made her keep it a secret. But when somebody's growing sexually, she still wanted that arousement that he gave her. It was a deep thing.
you got to also look at it like there's a stigma within our societies as well, because like some moms will know that the daughter is being molested, and
Right.
they don't want to listen, they don't want to hear. Like I don't understand like how can anyone pretty much like molest a child and think that's good. Like there's no sanity in that. Like you should be gut open and still keep alive and your intestines pulled out inside. Like that's twisted.
It's so twisted that you can really affect somebody spiritually. And
Mhm.
this woman was affected spiritually because when you take somebody's body, the body is sacred in the terms of really a woman coming up. It's the same thing as taking a child off the breast milk too fast. It's just as devastating for the body biologically. And when you molest a woman in any age, but at that young, before she's experienced sex, you mess her up psychologically, period. And the only way she got over it is I really had to show her it wasn't her fault
And it's
because
not
she took
just
on the energy.
women
So
too.
how
Like
was okay? So Nikki was like, and I may be understanding this wrong, but Nikki was like, it's not daddy issues, it's Keiko issues. So ultimately, that makes me feel like it's my fault. So what is it? Is
Oh,
it
what
is
I'm
it my
that's
fault or
but
is
that's
it
what I'm
his
saying,
fault?
Keiko. But Keiko, this is what I'm saying. Whenever somebody invades you, it's their fault, not yours. It's like when somebody breaks into your house, is that your fault?
No, but she said it wasn't. She said it wasn't her father that did it.
No,
No, no, no. I'm
it
just
doesn't
saying
matter
like
who done
different
it.
issues, just different issues. Like,
Right.
yeah, it wasn't my father that did that, but I'm
Yeah,
just
but
mean in general, if it's not their fault, you know what I mean, and it's ultimately my fault, then which one is it?
No, no, no. It's not
no,
ultimately.
no, it's
Okay.
not your fault. It's not your fault at all. If somebody breaks into your house, that's not your fault. Well, it doesn't have to be your father. It could be anybody.
But
They
the way
invaded
I
you.
react to it is what I need to deal with it and how I go about the situation ultimately, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that has
Okay.
to do with you, not the other person. Because you could, okay, this is the thing. For years, I wanted my molester to die. I wanted to see him hang. I wanted to see him string on a tree, you know? And the older I become, because they found out that he did the same thing to his daughter, I felt sorry for him. It's like he don't real something is wrong with him mentally. You know, I didn't put the fault on me. It's just that I had some form of pity for him. It was unfortunate that it happened to me. I didn't die, but I survived.
And you know, every instant is different. Some women
Yeah.
actually had the penetration from a man at a young age. Some women just the man is touching them all the time, and they're scared to tell anybody because the guy makes them scared. It depends on the situation too. But the common denominator, though, is going to affect you psychologically.
It did. It did.
Mm, yeah.
It did. But I had to come over it. I couldn't, what I had to tell myself is like, I couldn't constantly keep giving him my power. It's like, how do you
Right.
find that back? How do you get that power back? What he took from you. And the more you talk about it and you allow that moment to hurt you, it's you giving him more power. How do I get it back?
Yeah,
It's
that's
that.
what I went through.
Yeah.
That's a serious issue. That's what I went through with the stripper because everybody thought that she was just this amazing stripper and this amazing sexual person, but it was all escape from the trauma. Until I sat down with her and really talked to her without sex and then with sex, and then she became like, "Hey, I'm not escaping anymore." That's
So
when it
did the
changed.
sex energy change after that? After
Yes,
It can
yes,
heal it.
yeah.
It can heal it.
was it better or worse? Well, not worse, but like,
For me, it was better, and it was. She told me it was better for her too,
was it
because
like more of an intimate, like a more intimate sexual energy that was being given between you guys after you
Yeah.
healed that for her?
in my case, it was because she told me. I told her you got to keep talking to me and interact, and she was like, "It's better now." And I said, "Why?" She said, "Now because I'm having sex, I'm not escaping."
Okay,
You
interesting.
Because
know,
she's in the present moment. She's not back when she was a child, and she's not in the future. She was right there.
right? And the same thing happened to me when I got over my depression. I mean, I was never molested, but when I was depressed, my depression was controlling me, and I seen the same thing in her, and I put it in my book from her experience because she said the trauma that was controlling me is no longer controlling me.
Hmm.
And so when the controller is gone, you're free.
So you
And
have the power to change that.
yeah, but see,
That's
every man, what was hard for the stripper with me, every man was treating her like her molester. I wasn't.
What do you say to people that victim shame?
You know,
Jermaine,
people.
you tired? You not gonna chime
No,
in
I'm not.
tonight?
I'm not tired. I'm actually listening. It's fine.
But there's the other side to that coin. The 95% of the time, the molester was molested himself.
hmm
You know, that doesn't mean that doesn't make it correct for him to do that to a little girl or anybody. But the good thing about sexual therapy is you don't treat somebody like you own them. You don't force it. You let people gravitate towards you. We call it you don't chase the butterfly. You let it land on you. But
And
with
that goes with what Jermaine said. There are three
right,
different types of sex,
yeah,
that heals you. So you see, with her open, she became naked in that form.
hmm
Both of you guys became naked with no shame.
hmm
And then you healed her. But in your chart, you have the power to heal someone sexually. I told you that.
Okay.
Oh,
No,
Jermaine, Jermaine, you got the power to heal
here's
sex.
another man. I ain't paying you no mind, right? She's talking about
Jermaine,
you.
you got the power. You the sexual
Um,
sexual
we all we,
superhero.
we all do as men. We all has the power. We all have the power. Um, Let me lose my chain of thought. Okay, so there's this thing with women, right? Like they tend to try to shame the men. Like if the men pretty much ejaculates too quickly, right? What do you say to those women? Because I've listened to a few doctors actually speak, and they said the issue is not really with the men, it's the woman. She's unbalanced. And that's why that happened.
Who was that? That was
That
where did
was
Nikki
for
go?
that was for Nikki. I don't think she dropped out. But Keiko, maybe you can answer this question. A lot of women like to kind of, I think it's like kind of, here she comes. Yeah, did you hear me? Did you hear me, Nikki?
No.
I said a lot of women has a tendency to be try to shame the men, saying he ejaculates too quick, right? But I've heard doctors speak and said it has nothing to do with the men. There's something that's off with the woman.
No.
Like
Well, I know.
her
I know.
body's on but off, pretty much off balance.
Well, I just say that my pussy good. I,
There you go. There
I'm
you
not an
go.
educator of
Hey,
Well,
tell the
aspect.
with
I'm
truth.
that,
just saying.
what
Tell the
my
truth.
mom told
Tell the
me,
truth. That's all
my
he's
mom
saying,
told me
right?
that it
Hey, that's
was
all I'm
nervous.
saying. And I mean, hey,
Hold on, what?
Well, my mom told me
I
it's
don't have.
nervous
Oh, is
sex when
Nikki
a person is
on?
nervous.
Oh, she's Nikki on. That's Nikki.
I can't hear
No,
her.
I was having that problem too, not hearing her.
I wasn't able to hear Jermaine earlier, so that's why I left and came back in.
Go ahead, say that again, Nikki.
I was saying that my mom told me that it has to do with like when the man is nervous or if he has a lot on his mind or something.
I would say sometimes, for me, if that happens that way, it's me pretty much foreshadowing it. It's like I already started without her, so um, by entering her, and especially like if we switch positions and she comes on top, like definitely I'm gonna explode. Because there's the pre-ejaculation part of it, from the kissing and the touching and the don't play with my ears type whatever. She plays with my ears of rap. I'm off rip.
See, I never had that problem. I mean, people have to be like,
This guy right here, goes back to what Nikki said earlier. Everybody has a spot. Society like to call it a G spot, or that men have it too. So you can sit there and talk all that you talk.
no. I'm being completely honest. I have some things that's not so great, but when it comes to ejaculating too fast, no. When it comes to foreplay, I love foreplay and afterplay.
But the reason what I'm saying too, like if there's a certain exercise that men can do to pretty much strengthen their dominance within that factor, but when you're immature, right, and you're about to have sex with this female, so you already, like she mentioned earlier, you already see it in your head the same way females see it in their head, men see it in their head, and then through the concept of the touching and the rubbing and so on and so forth, like the kissing and all that shit, like yeah, you pre-ejaculated, so therefore through that pre-ejaculation it's like you're in the midst of it, so now here goes 10, 20, 30 minutes, and then later you just explode.
Yeah,
And
that's psychological. I think it's
yeah,
no,
So Rich,
no.
you be on that blue pill? Is that what you're telling
No,
me?
I never needed no pills.
but
I
but
never
but
needed
the
no
thing with
pills.
him though, like I get it, because like when I was pretty much like a vegetarian and just doing no meat, the energy, like if I could go for days, like hours, to the point where it gets boring and it dries her out, you know.
Yeah, but see, people don't know my history. They've been listening to me. Like I have a business called No Stress Life, where I help people with diet. Now, I went through the period to where erectile dysfunction. I couldn't get a hard on. See, and I'm in like I'm still a musician, and people want to do things with me, and when you and anybody who's listening who's having erectile dysfunction, yeah, I went through that because of my diet. I mean, I don't have any problems now, but back then my diet wasn't correct, and I was going through some things, and erectile dysfunction came. So now what do? Because sometimes it would get hard, sometimes it wouldn't. So you would date people and meet people, and you'd be like, wow, I can't even go there because you're not sure if it's going to work. No, but the ejaculation part, I never had a problem. But I
Just
had
tell
the
him. Just
I
tell
had
him
the
you found
worst
Doctor.
problem.
Tell him you found Doctor Sabi, man. Cut it out.
I had a worse problem than pre-ejaculation. I couldn't even get hard. So,
He went to Doctor Sabi. He saved his life.
and that's another story. But
He brought him back to his former glory.
I had to go through a whole mutation without the pill.
Hey,
But but the foreplay, I still love oral sex, and women have to knock on my door, and be like.
And that's what I was going to ask you, Rich, is if in that period of time where you were experiencing that, did you overcompensate through like the foreplay? Is that what led you to truly enjoy it, or were you already a lover of foreplay and afterplay, or what? Like,
I was
how was
always
that?
I was always a sexual maniac. I mean, not a maniac. I wasn't an abuser. I wasn't a rapist or anything like that. But sex was like therapy to me. It was like, I never disrespected anyone. It was all mutual. But when erectile dysfunction came, yeah, I started really having oral sex with women a lot more. They really had to push me off them. Like, can I have my ovaries back, please, Rich? Yeah, that did increase because it messed you up psychologically.
But then you discovered with that part of it,
And how did that affect the way that you attracted people? Like, did you just go for any willy-nilly that, you know what I mean? Because were you embarrassed by it? And so you like...
Oh, it was devastating because I was a sexual guy, and now, I can't do what I love to do. I was into satisfying. I can't satisfy a woman with erectile dysfunction.
Use your foot.
Right. But I didn't freak out like some men do in Vegas, where I didn't freak out. But it came to a point to where I said, okay, let me find out the cause of this and let me correct it without medication. And that's the whole thing.
Hey, Rich, but don't get me wrong though, bro. Not to toot my own horn, but sometimes she kind of actually want me to come quick.
Hey, it depends on the partner, I mean, I could come on demand. I can come quick.
I'm saying sometimes she want that quick. She want that quickness because
yes,
she can't tolerate it.
That's true.
It's problematic because I beat up the box.
Well, I mean, yeah, sometimes I really don't want my furniture rearranged.
Nah, it's not no
You were talking about hanging curtains and changing the whole room, but then when you enter my room, I don't want you rearranging my furniture.
Yeah, if your furniture don't get rearranged, your box gonna get rearranged.
Hey. Yeah, and you know what? And that's the good thing about orgies and really having clips.
I'm not a fan of that.
But it's a good thing to be sexually with people that's open-minded with you, that's on the same accord, because I know women that's really sexually active and they're really freaky, so to speak, but they don't swallow cum. I know some porn stars in Vegas that just don't swallow, but it's some women that love it all over them. And it's
vitamin E, man. You gotta get that.
It's some women that want you to throw them against the wall, and all of that. I'm not really into all of the whipping and all that, but some people do. I mean, I like role play, but I do all of that. Then when my erectile dysfunction was over, then everything increased. All that increased.
Yo, Rich, I don't know what kind of foreplay and thing you thought, role play and thing. Jamaican not playing a role, the only role they play a dagger in my youth. And me if you tell you, yeah?
Well, you guys don't role play? You guys don't role play?
Yo, I don't know what kind of role play thing you a chat about in a big man, but listen, time pum pum forget beat up, pum pum get beat up, daddy. In a role play, man, not even like oral thing. You know, kind of oral thing you talk about. Them thing they fit dash you, go brush your teeth, big man. I mean, and them thing they start.
The phone lines is lighting up. They like, we got Jamaicans and big dicks over there. But I'm into role play. I'm not into playing the role, but I role play.
Ladies, if you want to play that do roles, hit up Rich Lamar.
Hey, don't be advertising me now. I'm just.
I mean, you got your meats right now, Rich. We just trying to send them on over to you.
You thought she thought you was on the blue pill. She's like, you a dirty old man.
Nah, I'm on that thing they call herbs.
We send him to Rich. He has clean eating habits, so he tastes really good if you like to swallow, ladies.
Hey, look. Yeah, just let me know what flavor you like.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing too. Like I wanted to touch base on. Is it actually true that whatever fruit a female consumes, she becomes or tastes like that flavor per se? Is it an actual truth to that?
Well, based on my experience with fellatio and getting some FaceTime myself, I remember I had eaten banana pudding one time before. And this person that was giving me FaceTime didn't know I had eaten banana pudding. And that person had told me later, like, well, damn, it tastes like banana pudding. So, and then also I think about how, like, when you eat asparagus, though, and you go to pee and you can, like, smell the asparagus. So, I mean, I'm a firm believer in, like, you know, what you eat, you could probably taste.
Yeah,
would you like to chime in on that, Nikki?
I think you're correct.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know, because
I can't hear her. Is she talking?
She started talking now. She said she don't know.
I shower so much.
How about you guys? I mean, from experience, Rich and Jermaine, if y'all do that, Rich says he loves foreplay, so I'm sure he's tasted quite a few pum pums.
Nah, I could count on my finger how many times I did that. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not even a fan of getting head.
You're not a fan of it? You don't do that?
Nah, I'm not a fan of getting head either.
What? They still make you?
The disrespect.
I mean, everybody has their preference. So
the disrespect. No. Like, as of lately, I became pretty much chill with it. But I'm not a See, I was never one of those babies that got their skin chopped off. So you know, I'm still original.
Okay.
So, but I don't have.
Okay, you got a natural condom.
Yeah. So I don't, but I use condoms. So.
Condoms. What's that?
Yeah, I don't go. Yeah, you can play with your life all you want, buddy. Especially in Vegas.
Hey, I'm in the club, man. We can test it.
But I don't have. But yeah, that's the same thing that the Rasta them be saying in Jamaica too. Yo, man, I tell man, I need no condom, straight veggie, everything. Yeah,
you still eat clean, so he steers clear from all of the diseases.
You still exchanging fluids to your mouth and sweat. What the condom gonna do?
Oh man, but yeah, you might be right. But I don't have an issue. I don't have an issue satisfying my queen. So she, little me don't have no issues, So
no, that's not little you. Don't be modest. Tell them you got the nightstick.
I don't know who gave. Somebody was talking some shit last week and have people believing otherwise. I don't know what's going on here.
What?
Yeah, Nikki.
Yeah, Nikki said it. She said
what?
She said Stevie J got the beefcakes.
Oh, that's right. She said she got the beef.
Just put me on the spot like that. Like, how you gonna give out? You gonna give out my secrets like that? Give out my secrets like that?
So you got weapons of mass destruction.
I don't know what y'all talking about.
It's the length and the width.
So has that ever and not to put you guys in the spotlight, and you guys can, say that y'all don't want to discuss that, but the fact that you're not a fan of giving or receiving, but you will, has it ever been like an issue? Is she like, Nikki, are you a fan of giving and getting head? Has it ever caused a rift between you two?
No, it's never caused the rift because we were on the same page. I've done it so much.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a problem. Like I went through my teenage or my early 20s, and I've dated a lot of females.
Can't hear her, yeah.
I
legit can't hear her.
Hey, Nikki, you want to get out and come back in and see something?
Okay. No, let me get out and come back in. I don't want
because Keiko has a guy phone, so.
Oh, Nikki already came out and go back in.
Guy phones are trash. They have problems. You got to switch over to Samsung. You dig?
I'm cool on that.
It's funny. It's funny how cool on that, but Samsung makes your screens and your cameras and your watches and stuff like that for Apple. I'm cool on that.
That would drive me crazy.
Where the coronavirus came from. Okay. But anyway, okay, Nikki, are you there? Can I hear you? Hey, there she goes.
Yeah, like I was saying, it never caused a rift between he and I. I think we were both on the same page. It wasn't like, oh, you got to do this and I want you to do this. We just went with the flow. So whatever our bodies felt like doing that night or that particular moment, that's what we do it. Some of the times I tell him to hurry up and come fast because I told him, like, sometimes I want to just get fucked. I don't want to do that whole extra because he's deep. I just want that. I just want to bang it out.
Right.
Yeah.
No marathons? You don't like the marathons? You always, because you be losing in the marathons. That's why you don't like the marathons. You're rich. I'm gonna brag right now. Have you ever had a female squirt 21 times?
That was just foreplay.
Oh, you did that foreplay. Oh, nah, I did it. I was injecting. That was straight injection for me.
Well, I'm probably not as big as you, but it's like I'm not small.
What kind of thing you talk about? Big man, no comparison. Talk to the lady, them
Jamaican men. But that, no floor, that no oral thing, and I that would drive me crazy if they didn't like oral blowjobs.
It's not that I don't like it. It's just it's not a deal breaker for me.
I think that's an American thing. You guys are different.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it would drive me crazy.
Plus, with me, I'm so big on like hygiene, and because of the females that I've dated, we had the conversation of how to clean our mouths before we went down there because my skin is sensitive. I just don't want to, and to avoid all of that with another man, I just be like, I just watch them and observe and see how they take care of their body before I let anyone go down there. And
it's a big thing. I mean, that is important. It came to a point with me, I didn't even want to eat a woman who ate meat. It can get that sensitive.
Can you guys as females, can you actually speak on how a female should pretty much take care and clean herself? Can you pass information over to that?
Well, I'll let Nikki speak on her yoni steam, man.
Yeah. As for that, every time, after your cycle, it's good to steam after your cycle.
Steam? Okay.
Yeah.
Do they got collard green flavored dish powder?
Yes, steam fish.
Nah, but seriously, you have a lot of female that's unaware how to clean themselves, and I've encountered females like that before, and it's a turn off. Like, yo, you really smell like fish, like, and then you have to play it off, like, yo, I don't want that, you know.
So it's
So
good
Yeah,
to, like, after your cycle, it's good for a female to steam. You don't have to go and get those fancy herb that they're selling. Steam is
right.
just, it could be used set in the tub, warm water and some salt, but it's to help extract the rest of the blood that's in there. Because
Yeah,
some of that smell that's built up, it's like, blood that didn't come out, that you didn't pass, and then you're
right.
holding your urine, and then fluids get backed up in there, and then it leaves a smell. So when you steam, it helps to alleviate all of those things to, like, come out your body, you know.
besides salt, what's another thing you can actually use? I know. Hey, yeah, ladies, I'm in tune. You can get a piece of garlic, and there's dead garlic, and Rich will tell you garlic is fake all day, but it does have its benefits. Um, you can get the buy the garlic that's close to alkaline, even though it's man-made. It has like a purple shell over it, and what you can do, you can get a piece of string or thread, and you insert that inside of you, and everything
No,
that's
that's if they have something going on, if they have a urinary tract. But after
can I
your
can I
cycle,
can I speak
okay, go
on it
ahead.
though? Like, I'm
Sorry.
just to go ahead, since you took it anyway. Go ahead, you just took my little moment. Go ahead,
No, we
man.
were talking about after your period, but go. I'm sorry.
Nah, but that was a good thing to do too. Like, it cleanses you, and it pulls out all impurities. But the floor is yours. I'm sorry. I thought I had something. A moment. Go ahead.
If they're going to do the garlic is not a one-time thing. And after you do the garlic, you have to put back something in there to balance back out the pH. Well, the garlic is like kind of like a natural antibiotic. So it's going to get rid of the good and the bad bacteria. If you're going to do garlic, you have to do a probiotic flush. So a probiotic douche. So a probiotic douche is just plain spring water, and you open the probiotic capsule and drop it in the water, shake it up, and you use it to squirt. It's just water. You flush it out inside, because the garlic is gonna dry you out. You could also do like
It's correct.
yeah, the garlic is too strong, so I don't recommend garlic
Yeah,
unless
garlic
it's
eats the
something
walls.
serious. Huh?
Garlic will eat the wall. Just like if you eat too much
Yeah.
garlic, you have heartburn.
Mm-hmm.
Garlic will eat. I mean, garlic is useful. It has its place, but it will
Because females
eat the
will go
wall.
ahead and use the garlic, then they go have sex, and
Right.
then they get another infection because it's raw. The skin is raw. After you pass that garlic out, it's raw. So you need something back up there to heal it. So if you
Correct.
do the garlic, you need to do like the probiotic douche, or you could sit in cold water, salt cold water.
Correct.
What salt does, salt heals. Anything when you go to the dentist and they clean your mouth, is salt water. In your
Hmm.
eyes, when you're washing out your eyes, it's salium, it's salt. You could put a little bit of baking soda in it. That's all you need. The body is made up of salt and water. That's all you need to heal it back.
Yes, and it's very important with the blood with women. You see, the blood has to really is. There's a herb called lily of the valley. If a woman
Hmm.
who loves oral sex, who loves to have herself eaten out or whatever you want to call it, lily of the valley will keep you fresher than most herbs. I mean, lily of the valley gets a bad rep with doctors because they hate it works so good, but lily of the valley is really good for men and women, but especially women because it helps the estrogen level and it has potassium and iron. Because when your iron level is great, it's impossible for you to have any odors, inflammation, or be sick. And that's what lily of the valley does. And if any woman's listening, try that herb, lily of the valley. Don't listen to doctors with that.
What would you say for the men for energy?
Oh, blue vervain, herb
And
wise.
and what about the burdock root?
Well, the burdock root is iron, just like yellow dot. But
Okay.
the blue vervain is iron also, but it has zinc, which is good for the man.
Okay.
And lots of water, ladies. Because if your body's dehydrated and you're gonna have sex, and there's nothing there to hydrate, drink lots of water. Drink a couple of and stretch. Mm, Put your legs on the wall, flip yourself upside down. So it's like it's shaking up the blood before you have sex. So all of that plays a role in enhancing the sexual lifestyle.
Wow, you can only get all this information where? Let me see. Oh
You know,
man.
Nikki is so good at this. We should do more of these. And find and do at different times so people can come in because this sexual thing is so important.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really because it's people out there that really want to be free sexually and they're trying to stay politically correct, which creates stress. Sex, when it's done right, it's a stress. There's only one disease. It's stress. All disease
hmm
starts with stress.
I was
Sex
telling
is a
Jermaine the
stress
other
reliever.
day,
No, go ahead.
yeah, that going back to the salt, like there's this salt that it was a big rave in Jamaica, but I did research on it and realized that a lot of Indian culture before they have sex with their husband, they use it. It's a particular salt. It's in the supermarket. We use it every day. It's alum. So what they do, but I don't use it because certain things, like I said, my body is sensitive. So it's just mixing it with water and putting it around the ring. And that what it does, because salt helps to heal and contract the skin. So
Bring the
it
pum
makes your
pum back to
vagina,
its former glory.
yeah, it makes your vagina a little bit tighter. And that's the purpose of when a female is on their cycle, the vagina gets more lubricated, so it's a little bit looser because of all the stuff that the body is going through naturally. So in order to get that back is to just do a salt bath. you know you could use Epsom salt because Epsom salt has some form of moisture in it, or you could just use sea salt. If you're going to use sea salt, just drop a few drops of the sweet almond oil in the water as well.
Where else can you get this?
You can order the herb from any herb place.
No, you can only get this mental Rolodeck. Oh man. Wow.
We're gonna we're gonna
Ladies,
we're gonna do more of this, y'all. Because
please.
Yeah.
but we can't do it. We can't do it, Jermaine, without the ladies because we
She
must
can
have a female perspective.
they can have a ball. It can be all ladies. I'll watch.
Gotta have gotta have both genders on here. Because
Uh,
men are going through things that they don't want to talk about, like erectile dysfunction. I
Yeah, I
talk
commend
about
you, Rich, for being so transparent with that. I just wanted to say I tip my hat to you because a lot of men don't know how to speak so freely about situations like that, and that may
yeah.
help somebody else out there be able to speak about it and deal with it.
but I mean, what else? What else they want to know? Because like on this platform, we have cried. At least I have cried. And like we're vulnerable. Like we state the truth and we say what it is, and we ask the hard questions, and we don't put skirts on anything. So if you're in your feelings, go get a hug, walk outside, hug a tree.
And this
You
is what
know,
we do on Mental Rolodeck. Like tomorrow, we do discussing my book Beyond Thought because we want people to cringe. Look, I'm a nature person, so nature doesn't hide anything. If you were in the Serengeti, you see a lion tear up a gazelle, a wildebeest. This is life. Life is good, bad, and ugly. Yes, I had erectile dysfunction, high blood pressure, diabetes, all of that, but not anymore because I went back to Earth. And men that's out there that have that problem, you don't have to do what I did, but you don't have to walk around being scared to talk to a woman because I know you're going through that thing to where, well, I don't want to get too close because it might not work.
talk your
See,
shit, Rich. Tell them why you got the natural blue pill inside your body. Talk your shit. If I
Look,
get
change the diet.
if I
Change the
get that blue
diet.
pill, Rich. If I get that blue pill, they ain't gonna like
You
me.
don't
They
look.
like,
You don't want no pill. You
Stay
don't
away
want no
from
pill.
him.
You want to be if you want the dick to work into your 80s, and you don't want no pills. You want to change your diet and go to the herbs. For men, blue vervain and yohimbe. And believe me,
I gotta drink up some baba roots too. That worked.
and for women, lily of the valley. You'd be surprised what that herb does.
So, queens, y'all want to sum it up for the ladies?
I mean, I'm just gonna say, keep your poom poom clean and tight if you want that meat all night.
It does sound like she ready to go off the line.
Hey man, these lives been a marathon. The first one was like 2 hours. This one is
Keiko just getting started.
Nikki. You want to finish up, Queen? It's your live. You're the host. I don't know why you're sitting back trying to have me ask all the questions.
Okay, asking questions is good because then I'll formulate the answers. But I mean, with sexual energy, just be careful of who you pick, who you decide to express that energy with, and you're not gonna know unless you have a conversation, you know. But people show you who they are in the beginning, so pay attention. Pay attention, and yeah, that's it.
Rich?
Wow. I mean, how can I make this brief?
Yo, not brief.
There's no way of making it brief, you know?
Hurry up and come quick.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't come quickly, so I make sure she comes first. So
hurry up, Rich. Come.
Nah, I'm sorry.
But I've done it. I've really done it where I let them dictate it. I can actually come if I let you count it down from 10. I can actually do that after I've been doing it a while because I'm into pleasing.
Rich, you're supposed to be summarizing.
That's right. Okay, let me.
No, wait. I have a question for Rich. Rich, I have a question for you.
What's the question?
Well, I have a question for everybody. Are you guys the same person with every sexual partner? Or you evolve sexually or become someone else? Let me see.
Oh, I can adjust to depends on everybody's a little different, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sometimes I'm a little too honest. Sometimes you find a pussy that fits. Sometimes you find a vagina that fits. Whatever you want to call it. And you can have 2 or 3 girls, but one girl is gonna feel better than the other to you. So some girls like their vagina licked, and some don't. Some girls swallow and some don't. Some girls like come on them. Some don't. I'm into pleasing. You know, if I'm into pleasing the woman. I'm pleased if she's pleased.
Yeah, me too. I get pleasure from pleasing.
Yeah.
Me too. But on the same note, I could be a starfish or I could be a rabbit. I mean, I just match energy. So, I mean, if you bring in the work, I'm gonna bring the work too. I'm gonna have to get my squats on and stuff, get my leg game up, get strong.
Wow.
Go run on the treadmill so I can endure.
Honestly, I'm kind of selfish a little bit with it, but within the same token, I love seeing the expression and watching the female melt, and breathe a certain way and react a certain way. I'll get a kick out of seeing the leg shake or the failure to stand. And some women, some women,
you need a wheelchair in the room too.
Some women actually, you're right. Some women are tighter than some. Like the tighter the female is, the more annoying it is to me because
well, everybody tight to you, Mr. Big.
Nah, it becomes uncomfortable. It's like trying to pretty much string an eagle up and end up ripping them. You know,
ripping people.
and
you got the phone lines lighting it up. You ripping people.
You silly as hell. No, it's truth. And then some, like my experience with Nikki, it's like there's a form of connection, and it's deeper when you have that form of connection. So within that connection, sometimes as a man, you may ejaculate quicker, you know, and then there's other times when there's no ejaculation, when she's begging for the ejaculation, like, yo, you didn't come yet, because she, you know, she's losing, she came like 10 20 times or whatever, and she's like squirt all over the place and shit like that. So yeah, and it annoys me to certain points when a female messes with the rhythm. Like there's a certain rhythm, there's a certain harmonious rhythm within it, and they throw the rhythm off of me. Now it's just like, all right, whatever, let's get it, you know. Back shots, bro.
No.
Man, you. I
Another
just like
thing,
them set up.
Another thing I could say, guys, when it's drizzling outside lightly, it's the best time to have. Just take her on the balcony and let the rain trickle down on you. It has a dynamic effect. Like,
well, you know, but you know, when a woman is, I hate to use the word freaky. I mean, some of these words are just overblown. But when a woman is free with you, it's the most beautiful thing. I mean, get into somebody's aura when you're gonna have sex with them. Take all of the preconceptions and images out, and just get into pleasing each other. Because this is how you learn. A relationship is not about, oh, let me hit this, let me do this. A relationship is about learning. So I approach every woman, what can I learn from her? Not how can I bang her and hit it, but multiple partners is not being a slut or being this. It's learning. It's learning, and you learn about. See, we know too much about surface stuff. Sex is beyond the surface. That's what dating is about. You want to see who I'm dating, but when you meet people that's sexually free as you, it's not an ugly or bad or disrespectful thing. You're learning, and you become better at in that relationship, in that zone. But me being an artist, you know, I'm more sensitive and romantic in that era. You know, I'm a different kind of man. Sex to me is therapy. It's a spiritual union to me. I don't look at it as marriage or boyfriend and girlfriend at all. You know, I'm looking at learning and communicating, you know.
And the beautiful thing that what we need to understand, I know there's a lot of people say this, like, oh, I can go sleep and she get pregnant. No, that's not how that shit happened. It's hard as shit to get somebody pregnant by just having sex. You got to be connected with that person. And you got to be careful what you're manifesting once you're inside that person, because it's a powerful thing. You know, if you want to attract anything, the greatest time to do it is with sex. It's rituals.
And the deepest thing about sex is you must be secure. You don't be insecure. I mean, everybody's a little insecure with sex, especially if you like that person. But you must. The thing about multiple partners is not about being a slut or greed. It's about learning security, because you must be secure in this. You know, you must be secure, because it might not turn out as great all the time. You might not, it depends on who you're with, but you must be secure in whatever happens. You know, be like, oh, I can't believe I sucked his dick like that. You know, women say that. No, you got to be secure in what happened. That's why you got to really handpick your people.
Yeah.
I can't be with anybody insecure, because that's when you get into selfishness and all that. I mean, I'm not the insecure to where all women are nervous a little bit here and there, but I'm talking about none of that selfish stuff.
And it goes both ways too, because man has that tendency, like, yo, stop fucking and telling, son. Just relax. Like, enjoy that, you know, keep that secret between both of y'all. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't benefit your dude nothing for you to go brag to your dude like, yo, I killed that. That's childish shit.
I mean, it's just like wealthy people. They don't They don't show off their cars.
Yeah, they got the
know.
bummiest fit on, and they're the richest people in the room, and the brokest person in the room has on the most jewelry.
And if you've been with a lot of women, women just tell by you walk if you can fuck. You know. And I'm the same way. Woman, I could tell the pussy good. Just the way she walk, it tickle her when it walk. Look.
And I'm like bow-legged in a mug.
Stay away from sweatpants and females, wear your sundresses. I love that.
You can tell when it's bad too. Women walking all crazy. They be walking like, I don't even want this pussy.
Those of you that want to participate in the lives, please send me a request at King Jermaine. Inbox me if you want to participate in our MEN-talRollaDeK lives. We have lives pretty much every Saturdays and Sundays. Just get with me. And to Queen Nikisha, Queen Keiko, Rich, gratitude and always